Namaskar. Today it's April 23rd, 2026. Each year on March 14 begins my 100-day journey in returning to the essence of yoga towards the celebration of International Day of Yoga on June 21st. This year I chose to revisit Maharishi Patanjali's Yoga Sūtra and share my daily practices inspired by it. Welcome to day 41 of Satvik Yogi Path. Satvik Yogi Path, a global, non-religious way of living with clarity. Before we go into today's sutra, let us recap what we did yesterday on day 40. Yoga Sūtra 1.40 on day 40, that is yesterday, was about what a steady mind can do. A steady mind, truly steady mind, can expand our capabilities, and we practiced that yesterday. Today, Maharishi Patanjali tells us what happens when the mind is truly steady, truly quiet. What happens? So let's find out. Yoga Sūtra 1.41 or the 41st Yoga Sūtra from the first chapter called Samadhi Pad. The sutra is kṣīṇa-vṛtter abhijātasyeva maṇer grahītṛ-grahaṇa-grāhyeṣu tat-stha-tadañjanatā samāpattiḥ. Once again, kṣīṇa-vṛtter abhijātasyeva maṇer grahītṛ-grahaṇa-grāhyeṣu tat-stha-tadañjanatā samāpattiḥ. Maharishi Patanjali says that when the mind becomes quiet and free from fluctuations, it becomes a clear crystal. You may have seen a crystal. It becomes a clear crystal, reflecting everything with distortion. So when the mind is truly quiet, it reflects the reality without distortion. And today it's going to be a little different because I'm also going to share the Sanskrit breakdown. So kṣīṇa-vṛtter, kṣīṇa-vṛtter, when the fluctuations of the mind have weakened, abhijātasyeva maṇer, like a perfectly polished, transparent crystal. Grahītṛ, the perceiver. Grahaṇa, the perceived, the process of perception. And grahyeṣu is the perceived object. And tat-stha is the resting in that clarity. Tadañjanatā, taking on the color or form of whatever is placed before it. And samāpattiḥ, 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 the state of absorption, gentle merging, pure presence. So Maharishi Patanjali is describing a mind so steady that it reflects the object, the process, and you or me or us, the experiencer, the one who is experiencing it. And with perfect transparency. This is samāpattiḥ. Samāpattiḥ is not a trance or disappearance, but it's clarity without noise. So the gentle merging of attention and presence, and the clarity that appears is samāpattiḥ. A mind without distortion sees reality without distortion. Here is an analogy that I can share with you of a clean glass. Now imagine looking through a window. And if the glass is dusty, you see the world through the dust. Imagine you're looking through a window and the window glass, you're looking at the outside world. Now, if the glass is dusty, you see the world through the dust. But if the glass is clean, you see the world as it is. Maharishi Patanjali says the mind works the same way. When the mind is clear, you see the object, the moment, and yourself without distortion. You see the object, yourself, and the moment. So this merging of attention and presence, that brings clarity, and that clarity is samāpattiḥ. When the mind becomes quiet, the life becomes simple. So now why this matters today or in our practice? This sutra teaches us that clarity is natural when the mind is quiet. Presence is gentle, merging of attention. And you see things as they are, not as fear or habits would paint them. You will see things as they are. When the mind is steady, when the mind is truly quiet, you see the clarity, you see things as it is. You see the reflection as it is, not as fear or habits would paint them. A steady mind reflects the truth. And yoga is the art of removing distortion. So what are we practicing today? Today we practice one. We choose one object. Then resting awareness on it. And then noticing the mind becoming clear. And then soft repetition of Om. And resting in quiet presence. Let us begin with our practice of settling the breath in the stillness practice series. So the first one, we will settle the breath. By now, you remember that you first sit with your back and spine straight, and roll your shoulder if you have to, open up your chest and let the lungs get some extra room to work to its fullest. And as we are seated, back and spine straight, chin slightly tucked in, you can just gentle move your neck to your sides. You can keep your eyes closed. Now up and down. And sideways twist. And gentle neck roll. Gently. Very gentle. Remember, be kind and gentle to yourself first. Excellent. And now you're ready. Let us begin by settling our breath. Now take your posture, back and spine straight, chest opened up. You can place one hand onto your navel. That's the anchor of your body, anchor of the movement. And now just breathe. And the first step is you only observe. Just observe. Now once you have observed your breath, just observe. You're just an observer. Now with awareness, today we are going to equalize our breath. So now comes breathing with awareness. And also, while you have your hand placed over your navel, we take counts, 2 counts, and equalize it with exhalation of 2 counts. Now there's another thing. Now when you breathe with your back and spine straight and chest opened up, you will concentrate here and let's breathe right. As we breathe in, my hand is placed on my navel, and the navel, it starts to, I need to charge my phone. So as you're breathing, with your breathing, your navel area would extend, and